should go home. Coco Gauff ripped by fans after shocking WTA Finals defeat to Jessica Pegula. Coco Gauff's title defense at the 2025 WTA Finals got off to a rocky start, succumbing to compatriot Jessica Pegula 6-3, 6-7, 4, 6-2 in a grueling opening round-robin match that lasted 2 hours and 12 minutes. The contest, an All-American duel in the Stephanie Graf group, was a roller-coaster affair marked by a staggering 17 double faults from the defending champion. This service collapse proved the primary factor in the upset, as Pegula capitalized on Gauff's inconsistency to break her serve 9 times and secure a vital victory in her 4th appearance at the season-ending championships. As reported by journalist Jose Morgado on X, Jess Pegula defeats defending champ Coco Gauff 6-3, 6-7, 4, 6-2 at the WTA Finals. Gauff hit 17 double faults. Pegula now leads then H2 H5-3. The match began in bizarre fashion, with the first 5 games all going to the returner, highlighting the early service struggles for both players. While Pegula managed to steady herself and hold for a 4-2 lead, Gauff's problems persisted throughout the opening set, where she committed 5 double faults and won a meager 34% of points on her serve. This theme continued to be the story of the match, as detailed in post-match statistics showing Gauff won only 48% of her total service points compared to Pegula's 56%. The 17 double faults were a glaring outlier on the stat sheet, especially when contrasted with Pegula's singular double fault for the entire match. This performance has intensified scrutiny on Gauff's serve, a known area of concern, as she had already made history earlier in the season by becoming the first player in the Open era to hit more than 400 double faults in consecutive seasons. However, her performance wasn't something that entertained the fans, as they stormed to social media to express their disappointment. Coco Gauff got absolutely destroyed. Coco Gauff is ranked world number 3, and those mistakes definitely didn't sit well with many fans. This comment read, "Coco Gauff is incompetent. She can't serve. How she is number 3 overall is really a condemnation on the state of women's tennis." Another fan chimed in, saying, "Coco Gauff should go home LMAO. 17 double faults is insane." There were 17 double faults during a match that lasted nearly 2 hours and 15 minutes against Jessica Pegula. This had to have been enough to put a damper on the spirits of every single fan. This comment said, "Coco Gauff played like a farmer. She played absolutely in total trash." Once more, a fan chimed in about the double faults, saying, "Another Coco Gauff masterclass, 17 double faults." Plus, a lot of people have been pretty vocal about the coaching, saying things like, "Coco Gauff needs to change her coaches. Ain't no way there's still no improvement on her serves. She serves good ASF. It's just inaccurate ASF." There were definitely some improvements during the Asian swing, but her crumbling under pressure at the WTA Finals really says a lot. Gauff's serve is definitely a weak spot that needs some work, especially considering her record-breaking number of double faults. Still, her ongoing success at the highest level and those big titles show that her incredible athleticism, strong mindset, and top-notch ground strokes keep her as a tough competitor, even with that noticeable weakness. The air in Riyadh was heavy, not with desert heat but with disbelief. The defending champion, Coco Gauff, had just fallen flat in her WTA Finals opener, not to Iga Swiatek or Aryna Sabalenka, but to her close friend, doubles partner, and fellow American, Jessica Pegula. The scoreboard glared mercilessly, 6-2, 6-1. It wasn't just a loss, it was a dismantling. And before Gauff could even leave the court, the wave of online criticism had already begun. A stunning collapse. No one saw this coming, not after the year Gauff had. A Grand Slam champion, a WTA 1000 title winner, a young woman hailed as the future of tennis. But on this night, she looked like a shadow of that champion. Her serve erratic. Her movement hesitant. Her body language defeated. The match lasted barely over an hour, a blur of unforced errors and missed opportunities. Pegula, composed and surgical, did not need to play out of her mind. She simply stayed solid while Gauff unraveled. It was supposed to be a friendly rivalry, 2 Americans rising together on the biggest stage. Instead, it became a public unmasking of Gauff's struggles under pressure. By the time Pegula hit her final winner, sealing the victory, Gauff's face told the story: frustration, disbelief, and perhaps exhaustion. Social media turned sour. Moments later, as the players shook hands, the storm brewed online. Fans, the same ones who had celebrated her meteoric rise, now turned their keyboards into weapons. 17 double faults last match and now this? Coco should just go home. One fan wrote bluntly. Another added, she looks lost. Where's the fire we saw at the US Open? Maybe she's burned out. The criticism was harsh, unfiltered, and relentless. Hashtags like #CocoCollapse and #WTA Finals began trending, as tennis fans worldwide dissected her every move, every grimace, every missed forehand. There were also those who leapt to her defense, urging patience. She's 21, not 31. One supporter reminded. She's had an incredible season. A bad week doesn't erase that. But the collective tone was clear: disappointment. A battle within. For all her charisma and composure, Coco Gauff is still human, and still learning how to shoulder the weight of expectation. The WTA Finals, unlike any other event, are a crucible. Every match pits the best against the best. There are no easy rounds, no early warm-ups. You either deliver or you're exposed. And for Gauff, this defeat didn't just sting because it came at the hands of Pegula. It hurt because it was a reminder of how fragile momentum can be. Her serve, once the symbol of her newfound power, has deserted her lately. Her confidence, too, seems to waver with every errant toss. Between the desert lights and the rising pressure, the aura she carried into Riyadh has begun to flicker. In truth, this wasn't just a loss, it was a crisis of rhythm, of mindset, of confidence. Pegula's perfection and Gauff's glare. To Jessica Pegula's credit, she played a match of quiet brilliance. Her game was clean, her tactics sharp, her demeanor calm. Every time Gauff tried to rally, Pegula had an answer, redirecting pace, exploiting the shaky serve, and keeping rallies short and precise. Yet there was something almost awkward about it. The two women, teammates in doubles, know each other intimately. They've practiced together, won titles together, even laughed through on-court interviews. But on this night there were no smiles, just an unspoken understanding that friendship would have to wait until the handshake. Afterward, Pegula kept her words respectful. It's never easy playing someone you know so well, she said. Coco's an amazing player. Everyone has off nights. It was classy, but for Gauff, those words probably offered little comfort.